the co-host of the show, Susan King, and the host of our show, Mr. William Wagner. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the show, Valerie.
Hi, thank you.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay. We had discussed earlier in this hour the past of the city clerk's office. Do you think the city clerk, which is elected, should be returned to the status of a city department head and paid as such besides the $75 per month?
Oh, I absolutely do. I think that by removing her status and taking away her being the department head, she loses what she needs to do her job. She needs to be a team player in the city management role. And by taking that head of department status away from her, they remove her from that, which takes away a very important check system that we have in our government today.
How do you feel about being elected, if you are elected on November 7th, but you'll still be under the thumb of the city manager who is hired, not elected? How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't think the office should be under the thumb of anyone. City clerk is elected for the primary purpose that she alone stands independent and that she's not influenced by anyone, including city managers, city council, mayor. She's on her own. And that way she can perform her duty. Independent, and that she's not influenced by anyone, including city managers, city council, mayor. She's on her own. And that way she can perform her duty.
I see. Would you favor the termination of the city manager form of government here in Santa Maria? Why or why not?
No, I think our city manager form of government is a good one. He does have a lot of power, and some of that power needs to be placed under control. But I feel in all that it's a good system of city government.
Okay, when you say placed under control, would you favor the city council rescinding the ordinance that gives him the power to fire any department head and return it to where he can't fire any of the department heads? Would you favor that?
Absolutely. I think the fact that he can fire a department head with no explanation and not having to be accountable for it is it's very frightening. Our city department heads are good people, and they were put in that job for a reason.
Now, all the city department heads, they're not all elected, right?
No.
Only the city clerk is elected, correct?
And the city treasurer.
And the city treasurer. So he could fire the city treasurer as well. I hadn't thought about that. Is that true under the current ordinance?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how it was written and to be interpreted by the council.
Okay. Well, in the city clerk's position that you're running for, you're elected, so he can't really unelect you. He can't fire you if you're elected. So what could a city manager do to make it just so unpleasant for you that you wouldn't want to stay in the position?
Well, what he does by eliminating your department head status and your ability to be an employee and thereby protected by the city is that he opens up the city clerk for all types of liability. She is responsible, legally responsible for the city. Your city clerk is the physical body of the city. If any papers are served upon the city.
And I'm William Wagner here live tonight. How did I age so quickly? Just a few seconds ago. Time goes on. Come in here and let me tell you what happened. The city was doing crooked things, and they had two candidates running for city clerk. One I interviewed, the other one refused to do an interview, and she was right. The city clerk should not be a peon. It's an official and important office. But the crooks running the city here, like almost 20 years ago, at least still probably crooks running the city of Santa Maria, they changed things and reduced the city clerk basically to just a peon under the city manager. That's not the way you keep a city free, keep records unadulterated, and that's why we had that fiasco a decade ago where the city took a position, which it shouldn't have, to push fluoride poison in our drinking water, which they shouldn't have done. And then they had all these players come in and do their thing, and it's just a mess. And now they're putting poison in our water This same city, Santa Maria, that 45 years ago, people, the city said, no way are we going to adulterate our clean drinking water with fluoride. Look it up in the dictionary. The first definition of fluoride is poison. Any amount, and the city has been adding it to our water. The theory was it would protect the children's teeth, and it doesn't. But that was the theory, the false theory. And her mother had been a city manager. She wanted to set things right. The crooks that had taken over the government about 25 years ago didn't want to set things right. They liked things crooked just the way they had them. So I gave her a chance to be on my show and get her story out. She's right. And we should return the city manager to a department head above the city manager, not under the city manager.